Would you like to get $25,000 as down payment assistance towards the purchase of your first home? Well, this new plan by the Biden administration does exactly that, so let's talk about it. Let's start with what is the program. So the program is called the Down Payment Toward Equity Act of 2021, and it will allow up to $25,000 down payment assistance for the purchase of your first home. According to some estimates, about 4.37 million Americans will be able to qualify for the program. Now let's talk about who qualifies for the program, as there are certain criteria that you have to meet. The first one is you have to be a first-time home buyer. If you have purchased your home more than 3 years ago, then you still qualify as a first-time home buyer. The next one, which is a bit tricky one, you have to be first-generation home buyer. So if your parents bought a home, then you're out of luck. And then the third one is income limit. The income requirement is that your annual income should be less than 120% of the median annual income in the area that you're trying to purchase your home. Now, how can you find this out? You can actually go to censusreporter.org. I'll leave the link in the description below. Type in the address and it will tell you the median annual income in your area. You take that number, multiply that by 1.2. Now, as long as your annual income is less than by that final number, you qualify for the income requirement. If you meet these requirements, then you'll be able to get $20,000 towards your down payment. Now, where is that additional $5,000 coming from? Well, that is reserved for people who are socially and economically disadvantaged. And who qualifies for that? For economically disadvantaged, it's pretty straightforward. If you meet the income requirements that we just talked about, then you qualify as an economically disadvantaged individual. For socially disadvantaged individuals, the requirements are a bit different. But in general, if you are Asian, Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you will be able to qualify and get that additional $5,000. So let's say you qualify, you have looked at the requirements and you meet all the criteria. So the next one will be how the payment can be used. You can actually use the payment as down payment, you can use for closing costs, and you can even buy down your interest rate. And on top of that, this program can actually be combined with other down payment assistance programs. So for example, Bank of America is offering one which is $10,000. If you combine these two, that's $35,000 that you can use towards your down payment. Now you might be thinking, this is amazing. How can we apply for it already? Well, unfortunately, this is still in the proposal stage, so you have to wait. Once it becomes a law, then you'll be able to take advantage of it. All right, so the question is it free money? Well, it can be. The requirement is that you have to live in the property for at least 5 years for the full amount to be forgiven. If you decide to sell the property in less than 5 years and move out, then you will have to pay some amount back to the government. And the amount of money that you have to pay back depends on how long you lived in the property. So for every year that you live in the property, you can shave off 20% of the amount that you'll have to pay back. Now, the most important question is it worth it? It actually depends on your situation. So for example, if you do not have any down payment saved up and for you to buy your first home, the only option is to take advantage of one of these programs, then yes, you should definitely apply for it. Combine it with one of the other down payment assistance programs, for example, the one from Bank of America, and you will be able to get quite a lot of money for your down payment. On the other hand, if you already have the down payment saved up, then you might want to think about it before you apply for it. And the reason is this program will be administered by the state government, and we all know how quick they are in responding to anything. They'll take forever, and the seller, they have a much better chance of selling the same house to someone else much more quickly. And that's one of the reasons why you should definitely think about the program before applying for it. That's all from this video. If you liked it, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.